Guys having a bit of their own excursions as well.
Also a great drive from Darren Williams after he must have been half a lap behind by the time he got his car going at the end of the spin at the first corner.
Mate, Darren Williams finished fourth in the state championship last year with a pretty competitive field, so he can certainly steer a car, so you'd expect him to do a pretty good job.
A good shot of Bernie Cannon in the championship leading 1200 Kingfisher.
He's not racing not leading the race though for the 1200s. He's sitting in second behind Michael Gale. Michael Gale's doing a good job here in the wet. So, but I think Bernie is just managing a championship at the moment.
Okay, all right. There's Darren Williams ahead of Morgan Fremantle. Back to Dylan Thomas.
Great looking Stinger, CXC Stinger there, you know. CXC actually started the weekend with 5 cars down here, and by the time they got to race 1, there was only 3 CXC Team Stinger cars on the grid.
Rodney French, Steve Butcher, and Dylan Thomas, of course. Speaking of Rodney French,
yeah, he's done a great job here this year in the wet. It's very difficult to learn the craft of Formula V. You got to carry a lot of corner speed. That's Kinsella ahead of Matty Pearce now, so he's up to 5th.
Fifth place. Michael Kinsella only 3 places behind Dylan Thomas.
Okay. Actually, Simon Pace. No, that's Darren Williams has passed Simon Pace.
Darren's passed 4 or 5 cars.
He's done a good job. Look, he's even almost up on the back of Lee Porter, who was, for the first half of this race, Lee Porter was up in 4th place.
That's right. Although one minor incident for Lee during along the adventure of this long wet race.
Okay, here's Daniel Reynolds. It actually looks like he's taken a wider line, but I think it's the camera angle. We're now looking from basically the start of pit lane rather than a bit further around the corner where we're used to seeing this angle from. So I don't think the line is as a wet line as we are expecting. Timmy Hamilton is catching Timmy Brooks here.
He is. Although, is it going to be enough?
Here goes Michael. So Matty Pearce has got back around Kinsella.
Well, there you go. Matt Pearce.
Both drifting.
There's 2 Jaces, 2 Mark III Jaces.
Both drifting, but it looked like Kinsella got the better run out of there.
Okay, there's Lee Porter in the yellow Jacer.
Okay, is this Simon Pace got back around Darren Williams?
Simon Pace ahead of Darren Williams in that great looking Jacer.
Right there.
Morgo. And Lachlan Higgins.
Mate, he's doing a great job in the wet, Lachlan Higgins.
And look how far Ben Oldfield is now.
Oh, he's a bit taily there as well.
That's right.
Almost a tank flapper.
That's super stiff rear end. I wonder if he can get control, if he can tame the chassis of that Jacer. Ben he should be a top 5 racer every race.
Oh, he certainly will be. I mean, these cars are pretty set-up savvy. You get your car into the window, they certainly are a lot easier to drive. There's Michael Gale, lead 1200.
Right, with Brendan Woods struggling in the wet in this race, in that white Chaser.
He was quite a long way forward, Brendan Woods, in the race yesterday in the drive. So he is, as we did say though, everyone has got a fairly dry setup on the car, but there is a dry line coming in there.
Okay.
Hey, what happened to Thomas? These 3 have bunched up.
I don't know. What did happen to Thomas? Did you see that at all? I didn't see anything.
They've all bunched up here, and I don't think Kinsella can get close to them. But it looks like Timmy Brook may have a crack at Thomas here. A little bit twitchy there from Morgo.
So what do you think was going on with Thomas? Got any idea?
I think he might have been thinking he was going to be settling for a nice, comfortable second position there, and obviously with the track drying out, Timmy Brooks a very good steerer, and he's obviously given a bit of a push there. You can see a dry line.
He was probably dreaming of holding that trophy right up above his head, I bet.
So
speaking too soon.
Trying to be a bit safe here. Here comes Thomas up the inside of Bernie Cannon. No. Oh, this is going to help out Timmy Brook here. Bit of traffic.
It is. It's put that gap in there. Just unfortunate for Tim.
Timmy's with it.
But Bernie did well to get around there and keep out of trouble, trying to stay in between the cars.
Kinsella's not that far behind his group. They get a bit of a battle on. Kinsella can catch them, and he can be battling for second.
You can see how the skies have cleared up and the track. Rain hasn't fallen since almost the
beginning
of the race.
There certainly is a dry line there.
Okay, so let's see how it goes.
Now I've got sideways. That's Lee Porter.
That's Lee Porter. Well, he can't drive in the dry without hanging the tail.
Gee, actually, I don't think you see Lee Porter with a car sideways that often.
We know deep down he's a pretty wild boy, you know. And there we go. Speaking of spinning round, that's you'll never guess who. Steve Butcher, as graceful as ever.
Typical ballerina act.
That's probably, look, here we go from another angle, round and round and round. Actually, and I wonder. I'll bet he's already in first gear, and there he goes. Right.
He was a bit wide on the entry there, and obviously, touched the wet stuff on the outside.
I bet he went down to 3rd gear and 2nd gear and 1st gear. Never even touched the clutch. Yeah.
1st gear in a Formula V.
Yeah, well, for the wet.
Oh, Reynolds! See the drift through turn 1. Tell me he's got Timmy Brook up the inside of Thomas. Whoa! You're not going to pull it up in the wet though.
What's
Thomas will
happened
do
to
the
Thomas?
over and under.
Over and under. And look
Yeah.
where Tim Hamilton is too.
Timmy's all over there.
Maybe that's been Dylan Thomas just backing off a little bit in the wet through these last few laps.
Okay, well, and if Timmy Brooks pushed hard for a couple of laps while Thomas has been conservative, Timmy will know where he can brake and where he can't.
Mate, I'm seeing lots of great drives in this race. Again, Darren Williams from dead last. Now, he's probably past 3/4 of the field.
And Lockie Higgins as well. Lockie
Lockie
Higgins,
Higgins.
He did not do Friday practice nor the racing yesterday,
So he's gone straight out in the wet.
straight out of the wet. First race of the weekend,
Right.
he's got no feel for the conditions, and he's up there.
Michael Kinsella in that gorgeous blue and silver Jacer, right, from almost dead last. He's now in 5th place, still battling with Matt Pearce though.
Okay.
So he's cut that points gap to Dylan Thomas right down.
Okay, so now if Timmy Brooks positions himself quite well, he should be able to get a toe down here.
Let's watch out for the toe.
But in saying that, we have still got a dry line, so he's got to be very careful where he places the car.
But Michael Kinsella ahead of Matt Pearce,
Drifting.
hanging
Still
the
drifting.
tails out.
That was actually a little bit yeah.
I hope they're laughing and they've got big bloody grins on their faces
Oh,
in this condition.
Cluteray, bit of dirt.
Cluteray joining in, might
That's a
not.
bit understeery, that one.
Watch
Oh,
your Lee
Lee
Porter hanging the tail.
Oh, that's a bit further out than the last time round, wasn't it?
Oh, mate.
No, whoa.
Oh, well done.
Gee.
Okay, I hope you're enjoying that one. Well, maybe it wasn't that much fun, Lee, on this
It's
occasion.
all right. Here comes
Here's
Multi Butcher to come and join him.
Oh, bad luck for Lee. He timed that pretty badly. Now he's got Butcher on his tail.
Yeah, well, the way Butcher's been spinning in this race, you'd probably be not wanting to be too close around him.
Again,
Rodney, you're so
There's
little
Rodney
bit.
Fridge hanging the tail and sliding. That
So-
was a lovely drift.
It's
Beautiful
obviously
balance.
still pretty slippery out there with the amount of cars being big drifts. Here's Reynolds. He's almost caught up to
He's past Brendan Woods there.
past Brendan Woods and
No
Michael
surprise.
Gale. So he's lapped Michael Gale, the lead 1200.
He's obviously Michael being careful. Michael got the second fastest overall time at the Ringwood Hill Climb in terribly wet conditions. Michael attacked that hill climb, and this time he's actually taking it easy, probably because he knows that there could be a championship at stake for him to win
Well,
at
he
the end of this
doesn't
day.
he doesn't need to do too much. He's already leading the 1200s. No point racing 1600s.
Exactly.
Thomas has got a little bit of a gap here to Timmy Brook here now, but Timmy Hamilton's still right there. Timmy Hamilton can take third easy.
And there he was,
Whoa.
Tim Hamilton, so unhappy with the balance of his car yesterday in the dry. It's working beautifully in the wet.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Matty Pearce hasn't let Kinsella go either. Hey, that's Lockie Higgins up the inside of Simon Pace.
Lockie's just passed Ben Oldfield and Simon Pace.
Mate, that's some pretty good scalps.
He's really starting to get a hang of this wet weather in the ex-Daniel Reynolds Sabre 01.
Mate, it looks as it's dried out here, it looks like Kinsella's sort of gone off a little bit here.
Uh-oh, Lee, no, you're right, you survived this one.
Well, a little twitch there from
Oh.
the front end of Lee Porter's car.
Don't tell me Steve Butcher pressured Lee Porter.
Don't worry,
think
the
so,
way
no.
Butcher's been going this race here. Oh, Timmy Hamilton up
Tim
the
Hamilton
inside of Timmy Brook.
in the wet, racing going on.
Someone's going to be on a wet
Outbraking.
line.
Oh, there you are. Tim Hamilton just held it up and didn't slide off on the exit of the corner.
Oh,
Kept everyone together.
Matty Pearce.
Mate, this is a good race. Matt's having to go against the great Michael Kinsella.
He's doing a great job, Matty Pearce, because considering how quickly Kinsella caught him, but then he's saying that it's now drying out. Still sideways there for
Obviously, big
Cluteray.
twitches. That's an oversteering car, that Jabiru with Michael Cluteray.
As it's dried out, Michael Kinsella's car's gone a bit off because he has gone a bit of a wet setup. I think he's certainly got a better set of tyres on for the wet.
Darren
Whoa,
Williams in the
who's that?
beautiful
Benny
Jackson.
Oldfield sideways again. No, Benny.
How else would you do it then?
Whoa,
and
Butcher.
You'll never guess who.
And look, he just made a gap on. Oh, he's in the infield. He just made that gap on Lee Porter. Lee Porter just had to be patient.
You know, I
Here he
wonder-
goes, Butcher, man.
Oh, this could have been a boring race, maybe.
Do you know?
Not without Steve Butcher, though.
This bloke last year had the lap record of Bathurst. You wouldn't know it the way he's driving in this race.
No, but look, if we'll talk straight for a moment, it is a brand new car for
Oh, he's waving to the boys.
Yeah.
At least he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Rodney French in the Kevan, the ex-Kevin Humphreys Kevan.
Well, it's actually called a Stinger, an LSV Stinger these
LSV
days.
Stinger, it's had a name change.
Well, it was always called the LSV for Lansdowne. What? Lansdowne. not Lansdowne.
Don't know. Kevin had some
Lakes,
strange
Lakes,
ideas.
Lakeside.
Lakes Edge. Lakes Edge something? No, who
Yeah.
knows?
Maybe someone can fill us in and give us some intelligence later.
A very
Where's
rugged...
Timmy Hamilton's fallen off Timmy Brook here.
He has a little bit.
Oh, a bit deep there for Timmy
And,
Brook.
too deep. There's a gap. You can see that gap growing now between second and third place, Dylan Thomas.
But this is, Kinsella's touched the water. Matty Pearce could get a run here.
Is there a toe in line here?
Well, he certainly could get a run because Michael Kinsella was on the water coming in.
Right, there's Cluteray. Is Cluteray going to hang the tail? No,
let's take a bit of dirt
almost,
instead.
just slightly.
I think he saw the side of the road coming and thought he'd better lift off the
This
throttle a
is
bit.
a very entertaining stage of the race, isn't it?
It certainly is. Is that Darren Williams all the way up here? Darren Williams has done a great job.
Darren is past that many cars. Well done, Ben Oldfield.
Ben Oldfield's
got past Morgan Fremantle and back on Lachlan Higgins.
Yeah, but Ben Oldfield, I mean, with it drying out a bit, it certainly will come back to him the track a little bit.
Bernie Cannon going through there. Bernie's actually not losing much time. I think he's got his...
Rodney French is catching
he is.
Lee Porter.
Rodney's, again, as I said before, he's getting some confidence at this late stage of the race. I wonder if he's going to show this sort of confidence and attacking spirit in later on in the day, you know, while he's got one more race left in the year.
He certainly may do. Okay, these guys have separated a little bit between second, third and fourth. Obviously Thomas is now starting to get a bit of feel for what the grip underneath him is, and he's had to push a little bit now that Timmy Brooks caught him. It's certainly not a comfortable race for him that he thought he might have had at one stage.
That's
there.
right. It's a very, very clear,
Hang
dry
on.
line. Look
Timmy
out.
Brook up the inside.
Oh, we'll speak
Spoke
too
too
soon.
but he's gone deep.
Is he gone?
He's spun.
Not only gone deep.
Oh.
He's done a butcher.
It's reminiscent of last year when Dylan Thomas threw it up the inside of Timmy Brook and took them both out. Revenge.
Mate,
Oh no, Thomas is going to be upset with that as well because it gives another spot back to
oh,
Kinsella.
that's right. Kinsella makes up another place and another point. He's
That puts
reduced
Kinsella
it.
in a fourth. Timmy Hamilton in a third.
Only 2 places difference between
Fantastic
Dylan Thomas
drive from Kinsella.
after that incredible 160 km/h sideways slide at the end of the straight in the wet.
Which could have taken them both out, but that wouldn't have changed the championship standings too much.
I bet there's some great photographers out there who've got some great shots of that.
Mate, I'll tell you what, there'll be some great sideways action from some of the photographers for this race.
Exactly.
Because I think every single car... Oh, Matty Pearce on the dirt.
Oh no, lost a bit of a gap there now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, Matty Pearce has been... Who's that in the pits? That's Timmy Brook.
No, that is Timmy Brook. That's Tim Brook. Again.
Timmy Brook, what's he done there? He's outbraked himself.
He's outbraked himself.
I don't think he's lost a spot there, though. He had a bit of a gap behind him.
Maybe he's trying to make up a 30-second gap just in one corner. Who knows?
I think he's a bit upset with himself from the spin in at turn
Again,
3.
look, this Ben
Oldfield sideways.
Now on the tail of Darren Williams. Where did Ben Oldfield come from in the last 2 laps?
I think Benny Oldfield might have to take the sideways tag away from Matty Pearce.
I think Ben Oldfield's just got the fastest lap of the race. Is that possible?
I think it could be. He's certainly been going great guns in his last couple of laps.
Okay, Butcher.
Bernie Cannon's still running there, so he's still looking good. That's
Was that Rodney French and Steve Butcher?
so. That's the finish. I think.
There's the end of the race.
There's the end of the race. Daniel Reynolds has already gone through for the win.
They've brought the flags out early, I think.
Okay, there's Thomas for
Something's gone wrong
second.
there, so...
Third is Timmy Hamilton. Fourth will be Kinsella there. Kinsella's right behind him.
There was Kinsella right on the end of Tim Brook, but still, he couldn't do better than 4th place.
Matty Pearce is in fifth.
5th place.
Timmy Brooks got 6th, and Cluteray not too bad there in 7th.
Cluteray,
He actually
7th
fell
place.
back when it dried out a little bit, so he does like the wet.
Well, that's still a good 7th place finish for Michael Cluteray.
8th for Darren Williams.
Ben Oldfield having a go at Darren Williams, but no, couldn't quite pip him over the line. Lachlan Higgins, well done, mate. Morgan Fremantle, you're always in there.
Simon Pace, probably a bit further back than he would have hoped.
Oh, well, maybe that car's a bit of a handful in the wet.
Here comes Butcher. Is he going to spin it after the finish line?
Oh, he's let us down and he hasn't.
Actually, that's Rodney French in front of Stevie Butcher.
No, that was Rodney French, and in front of Lee Porter.
So he caught him past Lee Porter. What a great effort.
What a great drive from this young, talented driver. And the official results for Race 2, the second last race of the year for Formula V New South Wales 2011. Daniel Reynolds, flag to flag, extremely wet at the beginning, dry at the end. Dylan Thomas, second place after a wheel-to-wheel fight with first Michael Kinsella and then Tim Brook in the race. And then Tim Hamilton, a great third place finish for Tim, all the way from Queensland. Then Michael Kinsella, who must have made up 10 places to cut that points gap to Dylan Thomas. Matthew Pearce, then Tim Brook for 6th place.